Hey everybody, Sean here from Board Paracord. Today we are going to do a fishtail bracelet, but it's going to be stitched with yellow microcord. So we're using, what do we have? I think 9.5 feet of acid purple, which is one of my favorite colors and one of our most popular colors on the website. And then we're going to be using some of this microcord. And you will also need a micro fid. You can use a regular fid, and I'll show you how to do that too when we get there, but a micro fid is definitely going to help you. So let's get started. Let's take our two ends, put them together, and I've already flattened these. So what I did was heated them up and then put them in between a pair of needle nose pliers to flatten the ends so that they pass through the buckle a little easier. So put your ends together. Run all the cord through your fingers, just like so. And that gets rid of all your twists. Oh, and we actually tied a knot in this one. That might be a first. So let's do that again real fast. And I'm battling a little bit of a cough right now, so if you hear me coughing, I apologize in advance. Okay, so we're going to take the loop that is our center point. So we have half of our cord this side and half of our cord this side. This is our center point. That's going to go down through the buckle. And I have a 1/2 inch buckle here. You could probably use a 3/8 inch buckle, but this one is going to work pretty well. And once you pull the loop through the top of the buckle like this, open up your loop and stick the buckle through that loop and pull it tight. And that gives you what we call a cow's hitch. That's how you attach the paracord to the buckle on one end. We're going to flip that buckle over, pull all the cord through again, and then take our two ends and go up through the buckle. So you went down through the buckle on the beginning, and now we're going up through the buckle. And I think I got my pieces of paracord crossed here, so we'll find out here in just a second when I pull it all through. And nope, we're good. Yeah, we're good. So this is where you want to take the measurement of your bracelet. This portion of it is going to be the bracelet part of it. One thing you want to do is open this up, and you're going to take a measurement from right where my thumb is pointing to, right here, this edge right here. You're not going to count this part, and you're going to go all the way to the edge of the other right here, and that's going to be your measurement. And you're going to want to add probably about a 1/2 inch to this one, because we're going to add a little thickness to this bracelet, and that's going to take up a little bit of your inside diameter of the bracelet. Now the fishtail is real simple to do. All you're doing is taking one cord down through the center, your right cord. So we'll start with the right. And well, let's see, what can we do here? There's a couple ways we can do this. We can tie these off, which is real simple to do. Or you can just start right away. I think I'm going to tie these off to get them started. So you're going to take your right cord, wrap it around the center. Let me zoom in on this for us just a little bit here. So yeah, you're going to take your right cord, wrap it around the center, bring it up through the center, just like that, and go through that loop that you just created. Go ahead and pull that tight right up to the buckle. And you want to make sure that you keep your strands even. And we'll do that again real quick. Take the left cord, and you're going to kind of create a little loop here. Go through the center, and then that cord comes up through the center and through that loop that you just created, just like that. Pull that tight, and then we're going to cinch it right up against that buckle without giving your center strands any more slack. So just like that. Alright, and that basically what that does is it gets our two working ends out to the side. So, excuse me, there's my cough I was talking about. Take your right cord down through the center, off to the left. and pull it tight. Alright, so you have something that looks like this. Take your left cord and do the same thing. Go right down through the center, off to the right, and then you're gonna repeat that you just did on the right side now. And you're gonna take that over the top, through the center, off to the left. So now you should have both cords on the left hand side, just like that. And working on this side, you're always going to start with the top cord. Top cord, meaning you have a top cord and a bottom cord on the left side. And I like to keep a nice firm pressure on everything so that it doesn't get away from you and start to look a little sloppy. So this top cord is going to go over the first cord, down through the center, and under the second cord, second middle strand, and then wrap it around that one, down through the middle, and off to the left. And tighten it up. There we go. And you're just going to keep repeating that process. That top cord down through the center, wrap it around, down through the center, off to the left, and pull it tight. Now imagine that you are drawing a line from the edges of these, and you're just following, and you're drawing a line from the edges, the outside edge of this paracord. Every loop that you do on this side is going to line up with the last one so that everything looks nice and uniform. And the way that you can keep it nice and uniform is just to always apply a little bit of pressure. Take that top cord down through the center, around, off to the left. And then pull it tight. Pretty simple one to do. And I just realized you will need a fid, a regular fid on this one. Once you get down to the end, it'll help if you have two of them. And this is going to want to try and slip on you, kind of like, not slip, what's the word I'm looking for? It's going to want to twist on you, so just be mindful of that as well. So your outside cord down through the center, wrap it around your second cord, down through the center and off to the left. And then that becomes the bottom cord, as you can see there. It's been a little while since I've done a fishtail. This might get a little bit away from me. Alright, but we can keep it going, I think. Yeah, there we go. This one's a little loose. And I can always go back after I'm done with this and get that little bit of slack out. You can use a tightening tool for that. Works really well. Also, the microcord fid works very well for that as well. There we go. Alright, well, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to get down to the bottom, and then I'll be back to show you how to do the stitching and how to finish this part of it up. But I'll be back. Okay, so as you can see, I've gotten down toward the other end of the buckle. We have a pretty consistent fishtail going. I can go back and kind of tighten up a couple spots, but I think we're pretty good. One thing I do need to do is attach a fid to each one of these cords because, and you'll notice here in a second, once you start getting down to the end, this little gap here gets smaller and smaller and you can't just push the cord through. So I have two 550 fids here, perfect for doing this. We're just gonna use the fid to help us get that cord through these little gaps here. And we should probably only need to do this a couple times. And one thing I was doing as I was out of the screen, I think. One thing you can do while you're doing this is kind of grab these last two, so you have two on each side, and kind of roll them toward the center while you're applying pulling pressure on these cords. And that'll get you nice and tightened up. There we go. And I can probably do this last one. Yep, we can go through one more. And then we'll do our last cord down through the other way so that we have one cord going this way and one cord going this way. Grab that fid, take it down through the center. There we go. Yep, and we're going to finish it just like that. So, at this point, you know what? I'm going to try and get this as tight as I can. So we'll go down. I know I can fit the fid through there at least one more time. So we'll just do that and make sure that it's nice and tight. There we go. That. Pull that one tight. Pull that one tight. That was supposed to go that way. Well, that one's supposed to go that way. There we go. Alright, so when you get to this point, you're going to cut these two cords off the back, and you want to cut them very, very close to your bracelet. And we're going to melt those to the bracelet itself and give it a nice smooth finish with our smoothing tool. Get our smoothing tool. The futuristic torch lighter that we carry. Very nice lighters. Probably my favorite lighter. Single flame. Real easy to control. It's really hard to see the flame. I kind of burned a spot there. I didn't mean to. Burned a little more than I needed. And then we'll use the smoothing tool to give it a nice smooth finish. You can see that. See how it's like shiny right there? Super smooth against the skin. It's kind of rough right here because that's where I hit but didn't mean to. See if I can maybe smoothen that up a little bit. I can't see this flame at all. Alright, let's hurry up and smooth that out too. There we go. Much, much better. See, sometimes you run into little flaws like that, and you got to go back and kind of fix it. But I think I did a good job of fixing that. So you could really stop right here, and you have a fishtail bracelet. Very nice bracelet. Very skinny bracelet. Always looks good. Fishtail is very popular. But we're going to take it one step further. Get rid of these guys. Got to get the fids off. There we go. And we're going to grab some micro cord. Now this micro cord is the thinnest that we carry. I'm going to go, I think I'm going to do about 6 feet, maybe 5 feet. I don't know if I'm going to need all that. I'm just using my arms to spread this out right now so I can cut it. There we go, cut it. Grab my micro fid. And we're going to do just one side at a time. And just keep that from fraying. We'll give that a little melt real quick. And then go ahead and put this into our fid. And I use this fid. I didn't mean to bend it, but I used it to pry on something. It probably wasn't the smartest thing I ever did with it. And let's see if I can get this in there. I did it kind of funny. I didn't melt it quite how I normally do. Usually what I do is I melt it like this. And then once it cools, I do it down to a point with my fingers. Like that. So you have a nice little point. Kind of hard to see. Let me see if I can. There you go. You can kind of see it like that. And once you have it to a point, you can screw it right into the fid. And you want to make sure that it's nice and tight in there. The great thing with these fids is that they're threaded on the inside, so you can screw these right in and it locks the cord right in there. Okay, so you want to start at the end where you started the fishtail, not the end where the cow's hitch is, where you first attach the buckle. So, wow, excuse me. I was sick for a couple weeks, and I'm just now trying to get over this. Alright, so we basically are going to wrap one side of this bracelet all the way down. So the first thing I want to do is right in the center, right at the very top, you're going to go right through there. That might not work. Let's see, how can we start this? That's a good question. Let's see here. We're going to wrap it around this way. So we might have to... Okay, there we go. That'll work. We're going to go in through this center here, and we're going to come out right up here at the top. So let's go. Okay, so this is our first loop that we did when we were making the ends come out the sides. The very first loop that we did, very first knot that we did. We're going to go through that knot just like that. Alrighty. And then we're going to melt it in place where it's hidden so that you don't see that. So what we're going to do is bend this way back like this. We're basically folding the bracelet. And we're going to pull that right to that spot there and get our flame hopefully right in that little spot there to melt that yellow cord down. Just like that. And once you get that melted, go ahead and hit it with your smoothing tool to lock it in place. Just like that. Now that's going to be nice and hidden, so you don't see that. And what we're going to do is we're just going to follow each one of these cords along the top edge of each cord, down through the center, and all the way around each part of the fishtail. And let's zoom in on this. Okay, so we got nice and zoomed in here for you. And let me just straighten out my micro cord, make sure there's no... Alright, so this micro cord is going to follow around right here, go down through the center. We're following this cord here along the top. So that's going to go down through the center. Just like that. Come out the back side. Pull all your excess through. There we go. And the key here is not to pull your microcord too tight, because if you pull it too tight, it's going to get sucked into the paracord and you won't even see it. Okay, so now we come around just like that, and it's going to go down through the center again. And I just noticed, looking at the video, the little screen on the camera, that it looks blue. But this is an acid purple. It's a very bright purple, very bold purple. There we go. And remember, you don't want to pull too tight. You can always go back. It's easier to tighten than it is to loosen everything. Just barely get it in there, just like that. And you're just going down. So, as you can see, I'm going through this little spot here, this little hole here, but I'm also going below this one. So it's following this top edge of this cord here. So as it comes down, it goes in between these two. That's what you want to do with this. And you can kind of feel it, and you can kind of look on the back side too. You can see I'm kind of poking this paracord right here. I just need to make sure that I don't poke a hole through the paracord. There we go. And you'll feel it when you get through. It goes through pretty easily. Just let it kind of fall into place, just like that. Do the next one. And this is the kind of tedious part. But as you can see from some of the other guys that post on the Paracord On Facebook group, this stitching part of it really dresses up your bracelets. Alright, we'll go through this one. Like that. I know it looks kind of funny right now, but when you get it all done, it'll look really nice. There we go. I'm just going to do a few more. And then I'll be back to... you're going to do the same thing. You're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. You're going to start just how we did on this side, but opposite. And you're going to work your way down on the left side. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is finish up the right, move on to the left, and then I'm going to show you how to end it at the very end. Because I think the instruction that you have is plenty. You should be able to figure that out pretty easily. And we'll go ahead and get this finished up here in just a moment. Alright, as you can see, I am finished with this, and the reason for that is I was going along with this microcord, got all the way finished with this thing, looked up and realized that the microphone batteries had died. So I'm just going to explain how I finished this because I don't want to do a voiceover over the section I want to do. I want to actually do the voice while I'm doing this. It usually makes more sense. So we finished over, well, the last time you saw this, I was right in this area. We had just hidden a spot here and started our microcord on the way down here. When you get to the end, you're going to go through the center, and you're just going to leave a little bit on the back side to melt it, to finish it off right there. And that's going to be this right side here. Then you're going to take another 5-foot piece of microcord, and you're going to do the same exact thing. You're going to hide it, and then start wrapping around, and go all the way back down to here. Do the same thing, go through the center, cut it real close right here, and then you're going to melt it along with the spot right here. And then you're going to be pretty much done. The reason this all looks kind of funky is because I just haven't moved this microcord in its place. And that one looks like I might have went on the other side, which it's going to happen on the back side. The back side's not going to look exactly like the front, which it doesn't have to. It's pretty close, but you're not going to wear it this way anyway. This is the side you're most concerned about. But anyways, I hope you like this. Thanks for putting up with my voice right now and my coughing. I've been wanting to do the microcord stitched fishtail for quite a while, so I'm glad I kind of took the time to do this. I'm going to post that up in the Facebook group for Paracord. It's called Paracord On. So if you want to join about 35,000 members in a great Paracord community, really great, definitely check that out. It's facebook.com/groups/Paracord On. And we'll go ahead and get you approved in there, and you can start posting out all your other stuff. Another really cool thing about this is that when it's actually in a bracelet and you're looking at it from the side, it looks like tire tracks. It's kind of cool. Let me see if I can get a better. There we go. And I don't know, it just has a really cool effect to it. And the effect looks a lot better in person than it does right here on this. Well, that's a little better. You can kind of see what's going on there. But yeah, check that Facebook group out, and I'll see you in there. And until next time, Paracord on. Do me a quick favor and hit that subscribe button to your left. There's other great videos all the time, and there's a few to the right side of the screen, and you can also buy Paracord at our site with the link at the bottom left. Thank you again for watching.